Good afternoon. My name is Harriett Pavon-Rosado, adjunct instructor at Louisburg College. I will be participating in Louisburg College Library Remarkable Woman Challenge. I will be sharing with you a chapter from Kamala Harris, The Truth We Hold. Kamala, she is the first female vice president and the highest ranking official in the United States history, as well as the first African American and Asian American vice president. The chapter I will be sharing is What I've Learned. Test the hypotheses. When I was a kid, I used to accompany my mother to the lab when she'd give me jobs to do, cleaning test tubes mainly. I think she probably knew early on that I wasn't going to follow her into the sciences. It was the humanities and the arts that spoke to me, even as I was in awe of my mother and her colleagues and their work. But when you're the daughter of a scientist, science has a way of shaping how you think. Our mother used to talk to Maya and me about the scientific method as if it were a way of life. When I'd ask her why something was the way it was, she wasn't content just to give me the answer. She wanted me to formulate my own hypothesis, to use that as a starting point for further investigation, and to challenge my assumptions. This is how she did her work in the lab. The experiments she ran each day were aimed at figuring out whether her ideas against would stand after being tested. It was about kicking the tires. She would collect and analyze the data and draw conclusions from the evidence. If the results didn't support the hypotheses, she would reevaluate. Innovation is the pursuit of what we can be, unburdened by what has been. As we pursue innovation, not because we're bored, but because we want to make things faster, more efficient, more effective, more accurate. In science, in medicine, and technology, we embrace the culture of innovation, hypotheses, experiments, and all. We expect mistakes. We just don't want to make the same mistake twice. We expect imperfections. It's basic for us. We've gotten used to the idea that software would need to be tweaked and updated. We don't have any problem with the concept of bug fixes and upgrades. We know that the more we test something, the clearer we'll understand what works and what doesn't, and the better the final product or process will be. But in the realm of public policy, we seem to have trouble embracing innovation. That's in part because when you're running for public office and you stand before the voters, you aren't expected to have a hypothesis. You're expected to have the plan. The problem is when you roll out an innovation, new policy, or plan for the first time, there are likely to be glitches. And because you're in the middle, and because you're in the public eye, those glitches are likely to end up on the front page in bold lettering. When the healthcare.gov website crashed 2 hours after it launched in 2013, the problem, though contemporary, though temporary, became a stand-in for describing the entire pursuit of affordable health care coverage as folly. The point is, when you are in public office, there really is a lot of risk associated with pursuing bold actions. Even so, I believe it is our obligation to do so. It is inherent in the oath we take. The point of being a public official is to find solutions to problems, especially the most intractable, and to have a vision for the future. I've always said that political capital doesn't gain interest. You have to spend it and be willing to take the hit. You have to be willing to test your hypotheses and find out if your solution works based on metrics and data. Blind adherence to tradition should not be the measure of success. Michael Tubbs, the mayor of Stockton, California, understands this idea better than just about anyone I know. He became mayor at 26 of a city that had been hammered by the foreclosure crisis and forced into bankruptcy. His city still contends with high poverty and crime, and now rising rents. Tubbs asked a tub of researchers to identify novel ways he could fight poverty, and one of the ideas they came back with was a guaranteed income program. The concept is that giving people direct cash payments can help them make ends meet while giving the economy a boost. And that was a hypothesis he was willing to test. The city is putting together a pilot program beginning in February 2019, in which it will give a random group of hundreds residents $500 a month for 18 months to spend how they want. Researchers will check in with participants regularly during the program. At the end of that time, the city will have a trove of data that will help the mayor and countless political leaders determine the effectiveness of such a model. Another much discussed idea for helping the American workforce is to create a job guarantee program. Rather than guarantee a base cash payment, a federal jobs guarantee could ensure that everyone who wants to work will have a good paying job with dignity. It is an idea straight out of President Franklin Roosevelt's Economic Bill of Rights. Is it possible? Would it work? Is it part of the plan you're running on? You're compelled to say yes. The better answer is let's find out. I signed on to the legislation in the Senate to create a model program that will help us do just that. One way or another, I am confident that the data that comes from such a program will inform our approach. Thank you. And again, I participated in Louisburg College Remarkable Woman Challenge. Thank you.